Hey, Walrus. Just realized I forgot my water. Give me one more second. Alright, I'm back. Oh damn, 2:30. Yeah. I don't think this is an ending. Have we ever gone to the third one? Should we try to go to the third one? There was a third one, right? I can't remember now. Now I'm curious. Oh, which ending are we gonna do though? Yeah, let me see here. I guess it's gotta be Senna or Kozupi. It says here I should do Kozupi next. Then Senna, then Rimi. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 left. There's those three, then comes the actual ending. Well, there's also a bad ending, which I guess we gotta try to get to. Which I guess so when you get to that part where you when you're trying to get your own D sword and you're like asking those yes or no questions or whatever, if you answer everything completely wrong or whatever, that gives you some kind of crazy ending. Like if you can't see the D sword at all or something like that. Here's the third intro. Yeah, that one's probably pretty easy to get to though, I figure. They've all been bad, yeah. This is ending like if you fuck up that one where you're trying to get the D sword or something and like... I think you could technically, through the question, just reject it altogether. And then if you do that, like, it gives you the bad ending. I never did that. I always try to get the D sword. I like how the endings get better. We should do the third one first. Wait, this is too violent. What? Lyrics are bizarre. I actually said BIOS in the lyrics. What the hell? Alright. Oops. Alright. Now we have to wait and see if there's a fourth ending, or intro. Which should really be insane. There actually was another one. 3 is already crazy enough. 4 is like, I mean... I think there is? I don't think we never waited till 4. We can't wait till 5, right? It's gotta... Can't be this many intros to this game. I wish like the swords of the endings you've done like disappear, because the swords all refer to one person. All right, here we go. Fourth intro. It's a total waste of time. But I'm curious. Damn it. Alright, well, would have been cool. We have 3 intros. Yeah. Alright. Should go pretty quick now because we've done all the delusions. This is the Kozupi's branches in chapter 3. Take a while to get there. I'll show what she looks like. This makes what's her face look like, I think. Actually, it's in the PSP version. Oh, really, huh? We should do the swimming cap. We never got to the swimming cap version. That'd be like the version of Ayase or whatever, that part. Supposedly one of them also changes the way Hazuki looks at some point too, which is bizarre. I don't know. When does she even have a swimsuit on? It doesn't make sense. I mean, more to the shout. Yeah, much more. Doing neutral everything. Neutral's the quickest. Pretty much figured that at this point. Just gotta get out of these. I want to branch off though. Okay, we got it wrong. Whoops. Don't erase it. Screws everything up. Alright. Crucifixion murders. Quick sudden sound effects in this game. And they're loud. You at the Net Cafe. It's gonna take a while. Chapter 3 is kind of a ways down. First UO1. She's good, that tries to kill you. The Kozupi thing. Weird. All you at the beginning. For the first chapter. Add. Alright, chapter 2. It's Hazuki. There's a way to make her look different? I don't think this does anything. Answer none of them. It's gonna take a while to get to chapter 3. There's gonna be no changes until then either. Or I guess we're already in 2. It'll be coming up soon. We go to see the concert with Ayase, or at this point known as FES.
ね
Quite yet. Getting the phone with Nanami. Oh, vampire case. Now we're on chapter 3, right? What if that's how you get to Senna? What is this? Did I do the wrong one? Am I going to like Senna now? Oh, whoops. This is how you get to Senna. Let's do Kozupi's first. I see. So I see how you pretty much commit to Senna with these questions here. Not there yet. We're in chapter 3. I guess Kozupi's like at the end. It's like a ton of them back to back, isn't it? Where's me, Rimi? I don't know, you know her like a long time somehow. Your own D sword. Nanami the Bangle. Alright, boy. Gotta be around here somewhere. Here's me. No. Here's Kozupi. It paused it before, so. Should be here to help me? Yes. Professional exorcist. Right? I don't know why you say yes, that'd be the right way, but alright. I got that one wrong. Factual, but it's all an act. That we do know. Biggest sword. We're to kill Rimi. Alright. Just kill each other. No! Yay! When does this branch off? First creepy phone call. We gotta wait till chapter 7 now? Oh man. Jesus Christ. This is kind of annoying. At least we don't have to end with the delusions anymore, because those are getting a little bit, I mean, they were just all pointless. And 4, my god. It's gonna take a while. Oh!
Arigatou gozaimasu!
We'll take the spruce moose. Hop in, but sir, I said hop
I
in.
said hop in. Cheers! Thank you so much, Funky Punk, for 100 bits. Very much appreciated. Thanks for support. What I heard earlier today, I don't need your damn money. I don't need your money. You know, when usually people say that, they actually give it back. They do what now? Yeah, that was a good one. We've actually said it. Usually they give it back. They do what now? Here we go. As the final class ended, the stuffiness of the school day gave way to a restful afternoon. Alone, Kozue Orihara plodded her way through the front gate. Good to see you, Funky Punk. She walked, her lazed motions and lowered head highlighted her frailty. Her knit eyebrows and muddled expression it seemed she was holding back tears. Having just transferred schools, Kozue felt isolated from her peers. However, that was only natural for her. She would rarely, no, would never speak. When only called on by a teacher to solve a problem or read a book, she would just fidget in her seat, tears welling in her eyes. Not a single person in the school had ever heard her voice, neither student nor teacher. What's up, Andy? Oh, wait, we heard her earlier. Wait a minute. Kozue constructed walls between herself and them. Those made curious by the novelty of a transfer student were quick to drift away. Even then, one or two inquisitive classmates were still determined to speak with her, but she had no desire to open her heart to them. Still, she never felt that her situation was particularly urgent. Even though it was only one person, she did have a friend, an older girl who was not in her class. Given that Kozue was new in town, the girl was the only person in all of Tokyo that she could confide in. Other than her, she felt she did not need to make friends. She did not need to get along with her classmates, and she didn't want to continue living her quiet life. This evening in Shoto Park, one could hear the sounds of children playing alongside the pond's bank. A boy happened to pass right by Kozue on the trail to the waterside. In his hand, he held a petite mirror that displayed the face of its owner. Two housewives, like the mothers of the children at play, were chatting on the bench. Kozue could hear the voices clearly.
三面鏡の怪奇ビデオっていうのがものすごく怖いのよ。
あら、そうなの？私それ知らないわ。でも三面鏡って？
Yeah, what is this?
ほら、あれよ。鏡、3つ並んでるやつ。
Oh.
ああ、鏡ね、三面鏡。それでどんな怪奇ビデオなの？
Kozue stopped dead in her tracks near the bench. Her forehead became sickeningly slick with sweat. Women put their talk on pause, glancing questioningly at the odd girl before them. Suddenly becoming aware of herself, Kozue rushed away from the park. Mirrors. Kozue, they were a source of great psychological trauma. Not wanting to recall the past, she frantically fought to keep the memories from flooding her mind. She told herself that she was overthinking it, and again continued walking toward the station. She approached the front of Bunkamachi. Her eyes were assailed by light, a glaring and radiant light. Kozue shivered in fear. So many times in the past she'd been assaulted like this by reflections in the mirror. Her mind overflowed with panic, unable to hold down her nightmarish past any longer. Was it a coincidence? Or was she being targeted? She looked all around, praying it was just a misunderstanding. A short distance away, a white station wagon came to a stop. A man leaned out the driver's window. In his hand was a mirror. It seemed to be adjusting its angle. The light struck Kozue's eyes again and again. Frightened, she raised her hands to block the light. I think some of them are held back. Yeah, definitely around in Tokyo. It's supposed to be in Shibuya. She raised her hands to block the light, dashing across the pedestrian scramble in order to escape. Yeah, it definitely makes it easy for them. Her mind ran rampant with terror and disorder. She wanted to get home as quickly as possible. She did not want to be here. Tears streamed down her face. It has to be a coincidence. She desperately repeated those words to herself, wiping away the tears with her fingers. Just then, Light filled her eyes once again. Its glare dazzled her, violently piercing her gaze. The car from earlier had followed her. This time, only the driver's arm protruded from the window, and in his hand, he still held that very same mirror. Snapping out of her trance, she put everything she had into running for the station. She jumped into numerous pedestrians while pushing through the crowd. The fear kept her moving, paying no mind to all the mockery and insults sent her way. Upon arriving at the station, she turned around only to find the white car stopped at the traffic light at Scramble Crossing. Kozue hid under the shadow of the Hachiko statue, huddled in place with bated breath, struggling to comprehend all that had happened. In her head, the same phrase repeated like a broken record. It's just a coincidence, just a coincidence.
セーラー服萌え
Startled by the voice, she lifted her head. A man, seemingly a college student, stood by the Hachiko statue as if waiting for someone. He stood alone, his back turned to Kozue, and spoke into the phone pressed against his ear. His voice echoed in her head. That Suhado was on fire? Suhado was on fire? The man did not turn toward her. The phone remained against his ear. He seemed to be listening to whoever was speaking on the other end. However, not once did the man chime in or nod. He simply stood there as still as could be. Is he really on the phone?
瀬戸内の花嫁最高
Voice echoed once again. Musashi, what's going on? She could not understand how or why, but the man was speaking of things related to her painful past. She began to tremble, frightened her even so much to look at the man. She slowly crouched on the spot, covering her ears. It's all a coincidence, it's all a coincidence. She continued silently chanting this to herself. As she sat there, crouched into place, an hour passed. Many people had passed by, but none tried to speak to her. It's kind of crazy game. When she finally managed to timidly raise her head, she found that the man was long gone. Alright, now we get back to Kumi. We get to the part where their plots intertwine, I guess, or combine. Just ways away. Yeah, we're just trying to get all the endings. So we've already done 5 of the 9 endings, there's just 4 left. And the endings seem to, they're all basically different plots, the different girls you have to kind of... Each of the different girls has their own ending, basically. So yeah, we're that little girl we just saw, we're trying to get to her ending. So yeah, if you don't know the plot of the game, it's gonna be a little weird. Just going by really quick. We've already seen it like, 5 or 6 times at this point. Although it does change. When it gets to the ending, it changes each time. So it is kind of weird. Well, that one she had a school uniform on. Man, I've seen so many different versions of that scene. Yeah, the problem is that stuff that happens earlier in the game affects stuff later in the game. They want to show you... chapter 5 now, like... Once you go branch off from the main plot, there'll be like, they'll add these other little... Like the thing we just saw, they add these other little scenes in that, that they kind of correlate to earlier in the plot, sort of, so... I don't know, it is kind of weird for sure. It took a while to even be able to skip through the plot like this, because there's all these points in the game where you choose if you want to do like this good, your guy gets these delusions or whatever. You gotta choose if you want to do the good one and negative, like right here. And good one, the green one, the red one for the negative one, or none, which I'm doing none. And each of those is another sequence. So when we did it the first time through, we had to do it the second time through, we did, different delusions each time, and it, it was more stuff we had to watch, so it took a while. It's a long game. Alright, here's learning about the satellites beaming stuff into your head. Gotta get to chapter 7, I think, is where this branches off, which is, there's only 9 in the game. That's pretty close to the end of the game. This part was so annoying, there was so many delusions in a row. Almost 10% through, I know. It's not fighting everyone. We get to the next murder. What's this part? Oh, yeah. Should get back to something here, because this is her part. Oh. Wow. This has got to be like the shortest ending of all. Look, we can do a living mirror. Momose. Next earthquake or whatever. We're in chapter 6, we're almost there. 6 is this big earthquake. Back to Shogun again. Columbo, he's like crazy or something. It's a very weird game. It's hard to describe. It's got a lot. It's very complicated. But yeah, he's like kind of crazy, I guess. But then he has like powers or something. Yeah. But then it turns out he's not real, and it gets really crazy. It gets really insane. It's a very deep plot. Yeah, it's very insane. It's one of the most odd games. Yeah. See what happens for this ending with the girl. She's like psychic or something. She talks to you telepathically the whole game. Here's you. Here's they send you your sister's hand in the mail. Oh, don't open it. Don't open it. Don't open that package. Don't open the box. What the? No! No! The crazy game. Very violent and it has lots of really harsh subject matter. Is the only way I can put it. Is Rico get the sword again? Because they want you to kill yourself. The people gathered outside. Here comes the part where you try to get your D sword. Okay, quick save. Okay, here's what I always fuck up. You have to do the same each time, but it doesn't really make sense, the answers. Saw the swords over on the left there. Distinctly saw the sword. If you take it, no. Too big. That's the weird one. You can see the sword from other places in here. You have to say no. I don't fully understand that one. I fucked up the first time. It's not actually a sword. It's kind of big. Alright. Oh! But Nanami, oh, another end? Another... We didn't do this before?
どうせ生意気なナナミッチのことだからさ。
What? Something different?
ここでタッキーが頑張って助けたって
Is your doll
感
talking
謝
to you?
してくれなさそうじゃん。
Erotan's word got straight to the point and it caught me off guard. It was true that even if I saved her life, Nanami would probably still say something like,
お兄のせいでこんな目にあったんだからね。バカ。
She wouldn't even thank me. Instead, she'd insult me. After bear with living with a family that would despise me for the rest of my life. At the end of the day, no matter what I could say, Nanami was still just some 3D little sister. She didn't make me moy over her, and she didn't have the pure heart of a 2D character. She was always looking down on me. And she secretly, no, very not secretly, made fun of me whenever she could. After my bratty bitch of a sister was none of my business. Terraton was one thing, but my shit-tier little sister wasn't worth betting my life on.
タッキー、自分のことだけ考えよう。私はさ、タッキーに死んでほしくないの。こうしてずっとタッキーの脳内で二人きりでお話し続けたいんよ。
Same. I always felt the most comfortable in talking to Seiraton. Didn't give a shit about Nanami. Oh, there it goes. What was different about that? I never do neutral there? Here's chapter 7. Here's where she branch off. Crazy Hazuki. Whether she doesn't... Oh, I see we changed if she had glasses or not. Now she doesn't have glasses. Is that what I changed? Oh, maybe all normal beds were full because of all the people who had been injured in yesterday's earthquake. Because it just would happen to put me in one of those beds from the psychiatric ward because of that? Wait, what the hell? What are we talking about here? Oh. Maybe they decided that me collapsing was due to psychological factors rather than physical ones. Well, I suppose they wouldn't be wrong then. This is a really crazy game. There's definitely better visual novels out there. This is a really harsh, this is kind of a harsh, crazy one. I mean, I didn't know that when I first started playing it, but yeah, it's about like serial killers and crazy stuff, yeah. And it was gradually getting worse and worse. That? What's the difference? Oh, because he doesn't have glasses now. That must be it. It is cool. I mean, it's definitely really interesting. But I definitely like Steins Gate. Well, I haven't finished all the way, but I like Steins Gate a lot more. Although I haven't finished this yet, so maybe this one does get better at the end. I don't know. I don't think it will, because Steins Gate I kind of liked all the way through. This one's like, it gets really harsh at points. It tries to make you go crazy. That's the part I didn't like about it. I think numerous times it tries to make you go crazy. Yeah, Steins Gate I really liked. Alright, where do we go here? The third one was Robotics Notes, which is about like mechs or whatever, or giant robots. Oh, here's where Kozue saves you. Oh, I actually see from her point of view. No indication that there were any people present in the back alley of Center Guy. Yeah, that one looks kind of cool too. The breathing of a girl, Kozue Orihara could faintly be heard resounding through it. What? She cradled a gargantuan sword. Perhaps it was not a sword. Its unique shape brought its identity into question. It's more akin to a snowboard. The sharpness of the blade could not compare to one, however, its surface was stiff and extended a brutish aura. Wielded against another person, it would slice through them with ease, all while grinding every bone in their body to dust. Ruined blood trickled down the blade, clinging to its edges. The young man in front of Kozue attempted to crawl away. Despite the puddles of filthy water, he tried desperately to get even a little bit farther away from her. Kozue's face held a brilliant grin. She stared at the man. There was no trace of her usual cowering, timid personality. She was enjoying herself. Her cheeks were flushed, perhaps from excitement. The sword in her hand had been used on 2 others before the man, and it had been a remorseless bloodbath. Kozue's not going to kill you, but baddies need to be punished. Faces of the vulgar young men were bloodied and swollen until only moments ago they'd been tormenting Kozue's classmate, Takumi Nishijo. She'd heard the voices of their hearts by chance, multiple boorish voices that wrenched away into her head while she was passing by. Yeah, she can tell what they're thinking. This looks like a delusion. Piece of shit, don't look down me, you Esper freak. Die, I'll beat you to death, you little shit. Pathetic cunt, I'll whip your ass, fucking die, you Esper. Shut your goddamn mouth, fucking pissed off, I'm gonna end you. That stupid bitch gave me the culture, this is revenge, fucker. Shut the hell up, rotten fucking hell, die, or fucking fake Esper. They'll take to kill you, fuck, just die. It's just what I was told to do this shit, just get the money. I'm gonna get a shit ton of money, I fuck him, I'll get the money, I'm gonna beat him up to utter shit, I'll fucking kill you, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna slaughter you, I'll tear you to pieces. Christ, it feels good. I don't well, fuck you too, I know. Because it feels good beating people to a pulp. There's nothing fucking better, I swear. Like a fucking high or something. This is real fucking fantastic. I don't give a shit about the world. There's fucking nobody can stop me. People won't do shit. My old boss won't do shit. My fucking mom won't do shit. Either nobody but me is on the fucking top. There ain't nobody better than me. I'm the fucking top of the world. Bitch stays so I can kick the shit out of you. Holy shit, I'm awesome. I want to kill them. In the cluster of voices formed by perverse hearts, a single voice of rage and hatred rose above. Recognized heart's outcries, Takumi's. Kozue had come running to where he was. She had attacked the bad men. One more person and justice would be dealt. The threat to Takumi and herself would be eliminated. For that reason, Kozue refused to let the young man crawl away. There would be no escape. I take it back. I'm sorry. I'll die. I'm gonna die. You fucking kill me. I'll die. I'll die. I don't want to die. I'll keep living. I'm living a good life. The young man's heart frantically pleaded for mercy. Kozue's wide smile did not fade. Nope. She's all crazy. She gripped him by the back of the head, grabbing a fistful of hair, and forced him upright. She accomplished this despite the immense disparity in their physical appearance. Lacking the willpower to resist, tears welled up in his eyes as he begged for mercy from the innocent little girl. Before not found, I know. Kozue's answer was a swift denial, but it was not one of she voiced aloud. She simply mouthed the word one letter at a time with her mouth. Small mouth, N-O. Nope. Lifting above her head, the gargantuan sword roared as it approached the man. With one blow, his jaw was pulverized. The shrieks reverberated throughout the alley. The man was blown away, then collapsed in a heap. Blood would have spattered all over Kozue's clothes, but she used her blade to shield herself, allowing her to avoid such an event entirely. Not of satisfaction, Kozue erased her sword. She then glimpsed at Takumi, who was collapsed in the corner of the alleyway. Doesn't look sane. Breathing loudly, her heart murmured. Kozue wanted to kill them for you, but Kozue's gonna stop here. Oh. We just see that she actually did kill them. With the other ones, you thought she just beat them up. Or she didn't kill them. Wait a minute, is this one we haven't done? No, we have done this one before. Hang out here all day, and then you see the sword again in the store. Oh, you hadn't seen it at this point. That part was kind of a spoiler, I guess. Sorry from her point of view, while you were knocked out. Her dad was like that bum or something. Then the game gets funny all of a sudden. This is the weirdest part.
断る。
What? Haven't seen this yet? Shot me down in less than a second. Fine to see how it is. She was the type of bitch who liked to spit on other people's kindness. It'd just be the public general prickliness of a tsundere. Acting like that IRL wasn't Moe at all.
ほいじゃあこうしようよセナちゃん。この間二人で一緒にお勉強した渋谷言葉を言ってく
It's
れ
not
た
the winning
ら
popsicle stick.
匠ちゃんが
Oh, damn it.
当たり棒をあげるそうです。
いらないと言っているだろ。
いいから早く楽しい時に言う言葉っていうか超楽しくてマジやばい超ベリー
Maybe we haven't done these delusions because we kept branching off from the chapter before this, so we never really got to do all the different choices. What kind of Dokyu and Gyaru language was this? She had mixed in some words that had fallen out of usage several years ago. And studying that, hurt to listen to, but in a way it was actually kind of charming.
渋谷に馴染むためなのらささセナちゃん
無理。今は無理だ。
無理じゃない
無理だ。
Because we got teary-eyed once again, she stared unrelentingly at Sina. If she did that, Senna would have to.
っていうか超楽しくてマジやばいちょべりぐ
相変わらずセナちゃんは片言ですね
Senna, now red in the face, turned away. I'd borne witness to something truly precious, something worlds away from the girl, gone one-on-one with unintelligible theories like they were nothing. Dere mode truly was the best. Good job, Kozupi. Good fucking job. Thanks to you, I managed to catch a single ephemeral glance of the true potential 3D still had to offer. Anyway, with all that said and done, I handed over the winning stick to Senna. She accepted it with surprising little pushback.
礼は言わないから。
Upon saying that, she made a show of picking up and shouldering her D sword, and she scowled at me, leading me to quickly look downward. I wasn't sure why she did intimidate me like that, even though I'd just given her something. I really had no idea how to deal with her like this. I wish she'd just stay in Dere mode all the time. Alright, back to this thing. Hang out in the arcade again. This is like the really odd part of the game because it was so crazy before this.
またあの
Here's the
車
last
だ
chapter. Oh, the car again. What's this? Before Shinsen Station, Koze Orihara stood petrified. Over the past several days, she'd been going back and home from here rather than Shibuya Station. All because of that white car that had been following her. And today the white car appeared once more. As if waiting for someone, it was parked in front of the station. Stricken by this, Koze froze dead in her tracks. The passenger side window slowly began to roll down before stopping nearly halfway. Suddenly, the hand of a passenger emerged from the opening. In their palm, a handheld mirror was clutched tightly. To her eyes, it felt almost as if they were taunting her, goading her. It's McDonald's. The raw terror alone made her feel as if she may stop breathing at any moment. Refusing to wait a moment longer, Koze whipped around and took off running. Focused entirely on her attempt to get away, she had no capacity to maintain proper footing, falling and scraped her knees many times as she sprinted. Upon reaching Miyashita Park, she took refuge on a bench and continued trembling well into the night. However, she could not afford to embrace her knees forever. Despite her fears, Koze decided it was finally time to make her way back to Shibuya Station. When she reached it, it was parked there too. The exact same car as before.
やだよ
When she had no destination in mind, she bolted once again. Tears poured down her cheek with no end. Doubt was all that filled her mind. Who could possibly be in that white car? What could they possibly hope to gain by harassing her? She came to her senses. She realized that she found her way back to the Shinsen station. Even if the car had been at this very station earlier, the last thing she wanted to do was return to it. Taking her chances, she entered an unfamiliar narrow alley. Due to the lack of streetlights, the area was incredibly dim, something that only served to magnify the already intense dread in Kozue's heart. But at this point, Kozuo was already drained. She did not have the energy to continue running. Wiping away her tears, she kept a desperate struggle, solving every other step of the way. Right when she thought she was about to hit the main road, the white car passed in front of her. Kozuo was shocked by its sudden appearance, then traveled approximately 50 meters away from Kozuo before stopping on the shoulder of the road. Its hazard lights flickered to life. She lost all willpower to run. No matter where she ran, they would always find her. As if it were reading her mind, the car would always anticipate where she would be. Sinking to the ground, she cradled her head in her arms.
助けて誰か助けて
Within her heart, she cried out for salvation, but in the end, not a soul came to her rescue. Even as Koza began to stagger away in a fit of tears, the vehicle remained parked, and at the very end, whoever was inside made no attempt to show themselves. Oh, back to Takumi. Oh, it's going slow. Skip on? Done this? Another nude gen. Can't tell if it's on or not. What are you even on about? Why is it making me do this? I can't skip it? What's going on? New gen. We already saw this before. From new gen to new gen. Seen this. The 7th case is the Dokyun puzzle. Oh, skip is on, but it's not skipping. Why? Happened again, another new gen. How long was this damn thing going to go on for? Was I next? Was I the victim of the 8th case, the 9th? Anxiety aside, Grimm's pretty much the new gen news guy at this point. He's keeping in the loop of basically everything. Even now, he's going out of his way to link a bunch of blog posts and news articles about it. Seemed like he really wanted me to take a look. But on my lip, I reluctantly clicked on the first link. The Dokyun puzzle. Same? Anything different? Why isn't it skipping? Cut 3 guys in half and then sewed them back together with different halves. And carved D, Q, and N into their foreheads. Number 7, the Dokyun puzzle. I'll have ASCII art to go with them. Oh!
今日午前4時50分頃、
Ben
東
Grimm,
京
yeah.
都渋谷区の線路沿いで男性3人の他殺死体が鉄柱に吊り下げられているのを通りかかった新聞販売員の男性が発見しました。警察の調べによりますと、殺されたのはいずれも渋谷区に住む無職藤田康平さん、大学生の安沢三郎
These were
さ
the
ん、
guys who were doing all the cursing earlier when I was saying all those curse words. It was in their heads. And they're all killed and sewed back together.
3人とも胴体の部分が切断され、それぞれの上半身と下半身が別々に入れ替えられて糸で縫合されていました。3人の額にはそれぞれ謎の傷がつけられており、警察では犯人からのメッセージではないかとみて調べています。渋谷では2ヶ月ほど前から猟奇殺人事件が頻発しており、警察では今回の事件も同一犯による犯行の可能性が高いとみて捜査を続けています。
Oh boy. At the end of the news clip, pictures of the 3 victims were shown. I'd seen those faces before.
ああ、あいつらだ。昨日僕に絡んできた。
I gave them my wallet, but they kicked my ass anyway. Then I fell unconscious, and when I woke up, Cosby was beside me. 3 of them had collapsed on the ground, covered in blood. I took my wallet out from my pocket and stared at it intently. When I came to, Cosby had been carrying it. She'd given it back to me soon after. The person who killed those 3 beat. No, definitely not. Last time I'd seen them, they'd been beaten to a pulp and covered in blood. They hadn't been cut in half or anything, which would mean they'd been killed after Cosby and I had left. We just saw her do it, though, and the other thing. But she didn't sew them back together, though. It sounded like she was cutting them. I mean, you didn't cut them up? Had to be Shogun, that wrinkly asshole trying to provoke me. Having really committed me, driving me insane. Just as far as he was willing to go. I wanted to vomit. I clutched my stomach as it churned in pain. Was I next? Would I be the next to die? It's also possible that Shogun could show up in person again. He seemed to be playing with me like it was some kind of game after all. Maybe like he was sending me another quest soon. Just the thought alone terrified me. I tried to grasp my D-sword, but even that was just to protect myself from him. With that sword, how could I ever hope to escape these clutches? Like he was holding the knife straight to my throat. Like he was saying I could kill you whenever I please. Please just let me go. When I don't deserve this, I can't take it anymore. Someone save me, please. Rimi, where did you go? Weren't you supposed to protect me? No, I couldn't rely on Rimi anymore. Oh, I see. After this thing, because you gotta choose which girl you're gonna rely on. I hadn't even gone to school today to see her, but she hadn't been there. Almost like she was never there to begin with. So I had to find someone else I could rely on to protect me. And that first person to come to mind was...
最近渋谷はますます物騒だよ。昨日も怖そうなゴキゴキ男たちに拉致されそうになっちゃったから、ドカドカドカーンってしてやったのら。
Alright. Kozupi is as far removed from normal as could be, and also a pretty big idiot. because of that, something told me that if I had to depend on her, she might actually hear me out. Upon entering the classroom, I looked toward Rimi's seat. There was no one there. Next, I looked over at Kozupi's desk. He was in her seat, face down and huddled up.
おはよう、たくみさん。
Morning, Kozupi. Didn't make eye contact, but I greeted her with my inner voice. She is pretty powerful. The female Dokins were watching me smiling, smirking. Cunts. No different from yesterday. They already labeled me as that otaku freak. They said he was psychic and made an ass of himself on TV. That label wasn't going away anytime soon. The male Dokins didn't seem to have arrived yet. It's pretty common for them to skip first period. That was fine by me. Subi couldn't really toss a glance in my direction, not caring to greet me. All ties between us were pretty much gone at this point. Then again, it was pretty much strange that he and I hadn't been friends at all. Taking a seat, I pretended to fall asleep. Then I caught that with my mind. Kozupi, can you hear me?
はいはい、なんでしょう。
Just gonna make me talk to her now. I need your help. If I don't get help fast, someone's gonna kill me.
殺されちゃうの？
Yeah, that's why I want you to protect me. You can use your D sword.
それより、たくみさん、コズピーのことバカそうって思ってるでしょ。
Oh no, she heard what I said earlier. Oof, exposed.
おい、やっぱり、たくみさんひどいの。それに、コズピーはね、誰でもドカバキってするわけじゃないよ。コズピーは、コズピーに悪いことしようとする人だけ。
What?
ドカックシャペキーってしてあげるの。
Oh boy. A little crazy. Okay, does everyone around me think I'm stupid? What is this? Just a poor innocent otaku. I didn't do anything wrong. All I want to do is shut myself inside my base and spend the rest of my life in there. I swear to God, it's like everything around me is screwing with me. Ah, what the hell? What do I do to deserve this? Did nothing wrong. I'm a good person. Dokyuns, they're the bad ones. And Shogun, too. Please, Kozupi, I need your help. Protect me from them. You even said it yourself the other day, these cockroaches that say all those horrible things to me. They're even more worthless than I am.
言ったかも。でもね、コズピーはその将軍さんって人知らないよ。
I know him all too well. He's this kid that looks like an old man and he rides around in a wheelchair and one day he's going to show up out of the blue and kill me right then and there. He's the one who stole Nanami away.
そっか、たくみさん大変なのね。
What? All I have to say?
殺したいけど、殺しちゃダメってセナさんに言われてるなら。
Shit. Even Kozupi was on better terms with Senna than I was. My head still down on my desk. I gritted my teeth and clenched my fists. What do? There's no one I can turn to except Kozupi. Senna kind of scares me, and if she didn't, I doubt she'd have any interest in helping the likes of me. The one I can rely on was Kozupi. School bell rang, bringing the day to a close, and me straight out of the classroom. It's like always, the class's token Dokyuns were making fun of me for the whole Esper debacle. Just today alone, they were coming after me at least 5 separate times. Seriously, do they have anything better to do? Could bloods like them only get their kicks from picking on others? What was wrong with normies? And people thought they were actually human? Don't make me laugh. Tried myself in my base to play ESO, and immersed myself in dazzling delusions with Serotan. That was what made me happy. Very happy. God, I was so pissed off. So pissed off, in fact, that I could do nothing but cursing out those Dokyun fucks inside my head the entire way home.
たくみさん、
Well, Kozupi poked my shoulder from behind a few times.
一緒に帰りましょう。
I wrote, "Come on, Mon, let's walk home together." She said, in Japanese, together, let's go home. Yeah. Hang on, I don't think it's let's go. It's a very... Do you really have any interest in protecting me?
でもね、たくみさんにプレゼントがあるのレース。
Present for me? Look at me, I just raised a flag.
フラグって何？
Fragu tenani? What's up, John? Nice streak. It's nothing.
というわけでね、この間の憩いの場所にレッツゴーなのら。
Let's go to... What? I gotta go ahead to hear it.
というわけでね、この間の憩いの場所にレッツゴーなのら。
Yup. Let's go. Somewhere nice and relaxing, oh god. I knew it. There are no people around, so the description is pretty spot on. Then again, it's just a staircase. That only makes sense. So why is it that I can't seem to calm down? Maybe it's because of the employee downstairs. It feels like he's been keeping a close eye on me. Maybe it's because Cosby and I are speaking telepathically. We aren't making any noise. So from an outsider's point of view, probably just like a bunch of freaks making faces at each other in total silence.
コズピ、キモいかな。
I mean, when you just stare at people while staying completely silent, what do you expect?
でも、内緒話を聞かれることはないよ。
What? These are supposed to be secret?
しないつもりなの。
Sheer amount of energy you really have does tire me out. Some things never change, though.
ごめんなさいなのら。コズピ、疲れるかな。なるべくね、疲れないようにするの。
Whatever. Can we just go back to what you were saying? Did you say something about a present?
そうそう。コズピはいっつもお友達になった人にプレゼントしてるのです。
As she spoke, Cosby started rummaging around in her bag.
セナさんにもあげたんだよ。あ、そうだ。たくみさんはキャンディさんなめなめするかな。
What? What? She offered me a piece of candy. What the hell did she actually keep in her bag? For now, though, I just took the candy, unwrapped it, and popped it in my mouth. It was lemon flavor. The tangy flavor spit them out in my mouth. Pretty refreshing, honestly. Was that the present, Kozupi?
違うよ。それはね、コズピーがいっつもなめなめしてるキャンディさんなのら。
Did you expect me to know that?
プレゼントはこれなの。
I'm a candy raver now. She pulled out a bunch of fanciful accessories from her bag, and each one made up a bunch of colorful beads. What the hell are those?
ブチュブチュさんです。ブレスとか携帯のストラップとか指輪もあるしヘアピンもチャームもあるよ。
Did you make all of those by hand?
違うよ。コズピーが手芸をやろうとするとぐちゃぐちゃドッカーンってなっちゃうのら。これはね、ママが作ってくれるんだよ。コズピーがビーズ大好きだから全部ブチュブチュさんなのら。
This would be something grabbed my hand. The sheer warmth and softness of it made my heart skip a beat.
たくみさんドキッでしたね。
Tame so far. Only because it was a surprise attack.
たくみさんがドキッてするとコズピーもドキンドキンってしちゃうの。
With a smile still on her face, Cosby handed me something made out of beads. It's probably a cell phone strap if I had to guess.
これあげますね。
I don't want it.
もしかしてコズピー迷惑だった？お友達にはみんなにねブチュブチュさんあげてるんだよ。
A turn that would give anyone whiplash, Cosby burst into tears. Oh, why does she have to be so quick to cry all the time? Isn't something the girl would wear? I feel weird putting it on.
そうだったのら。んじゃ、たくみさんはプレゼントされても困っちゃうだけだね。これあげる人2人目だったのね。くっそんなのら。
Best as could be, Cosby made to take back the cell phone strap, but I quickly pulled the hand back and jammed it in my jacket pocket.
たくみさん？
Whichever mind, I'll take it.
なんで？
She said that she gives a present to all her friends, and I'm only the second person to get one. In other words, Cosby must not have any friends. So the first one she gave to was Senna, no doubt about it. Huh, I kind of feel...
登場したのですね。
Shit, I forgot Cosby can read all my thoughts. But honestly, as much as I feel sorry for you, I think we're actually the same in some ways.
あのね、コズピーも同じことを思ったよ。コズピーが初めて学校行った時、たくみちゃんを見てね、すごく辛そうだなって思ったのら。コズピーも辛かったから一緒だってほっとしたの。
Same, huh? Reminds me of what Senna told me about Kozupi's life before she transferred. She and I really are alike. We're both closed off to the world. We're both at the mercy of malicious entities surrounding us. We both avoid crowds. We both avoid human contact. We're both afraid of people. We're both like hiding away by some lit staircase, making ourselves unnoticeable.
ただ普通にね、行きたいだけなのにね。
She played with the clickety-clackety in her hand. Cosby had a faraway look in her eyes.
お友達作って一緒に遊んだりして一緒にお弁当食べたり一緒にお勉強したり文化祭とかの行事を一緒に頑張ったり一緒に恋のお話をしたりそんなね普通の生活で十分だったのら特別なことなんて何にも望んでなかったよ。
Suddenly, the expression on Cosby's face disappeared. Then she tore apart the clickety-clackety she'd been playing with. The beads went everywhere, rolling and tumbling down the stairs. I've been thinking the same thing. Why am I the only one who has to suffer like this? I always ask myself, what did I do to deserve
コズ
this?
ピーはね悪いことしたよ。
Cosby stuck out her tongue and her smile came back. A bad thing? When you cut off your classmates' arms, or...
殺したいって願ったもん。
Cosby wished to kill. Nice! 150 Johnny Haruzu. It's huge, man. Just hopefully it doesn't bug out and make you lose it for some reason. I don't understand why that keeps happening.
コズピーに意地悪する人たち全員ぶち殺したいって願っちゃったもん。
You really are pretty
で
twisted.
も悪いことを願うのは悪いことじゃないよ。あれね悪いことを願うのが悪いから悪いことを願うのかな。悪いですね。とにかく負の感情は否定されるものじゃないってへんてこなボード持ったおじさんが言ってたのら。
Thanks, dude.
悪いことを願ったからディソードがコズピーの力になってくれるのらディソードがコズピーを守ってくれるのら
That's when she got her D-sword?
だからねもう普通なんていらないの。
Are you sure? Have you given up on trying to live a normal life? Are you sure that's what you want? That you won't regret it?
めんどくさいのは嫌なの。世界には悪い人ばっかりだし。
What about Senna? Do you think she's a bad person too?
セナさんはお友達です。悪い人じゃないよ。
The voice of Kozubi's heart sounded incredibly happy.
あとね、たくみちゃんもだよ。ブチブチ友達なのら。
We could all think like Kozubi does. Life would be a whole lot easier. Or is the reason Kozubi thinks this way because she was broken at some point in the past? That's not really something I can answer. I might complain all the time about the world around me inside my head, that is. At the end of the day, all I want is for someone to help me. That's all I ask. I may have thought we were similar. I guess Kozubi and I really are different.
一緒なのら。
For some reason I didn't understand. Kozubi seemed very convinced of that. She then vigorously stood up.
こいじゃ、帰りましょう。
As soon as I left her mouth, Kozubi raced down the stairs. Then in a display that was very in character for her, she slipped and fell on the very last step. Inside of Roth was packed as ever. With a slight limp, Kozubi made her way through the building. There were tears in her eyes. Are you okay?
転ぶのは慣れてるよ。
Kozubi flashed a brave smile. That smile quickly faded. Kozubi stopped dead in her tracks, then her gaze shot straight behind me. Yeah, where is Remy right now? When I glanced over my shoulder to see what was there, I looked at a bunch of mirrors for sale. Everything from hand mirrors to full-on dresses were on display. stiff expression because we looked away from the mirrors and started to quickly walk away.
匠さん、また明日ね。
Bye. Voice of her heart had not even traced the energy from before. Ran after Kozupi, but it had taken too long to do so, and now I couldn't see her anywhere. I hadn't said anything to her about wanting us to leave together, but she was the only person I had left. Where wasn't I going? Losing her started to freak me out. I could feel the anxiety slowly welling up. And all by myself, especially in the center of Shibuya, I really didn't like it. The mere sight of the human stampedes moving along caused casual sweat to beat all over my body. Beat all over me. So knowing I couldn't take it back, so knowing I couldn't take it, I gave up on trying to find Kozupi and decided to hurry back to my base. What was that? I heard something, the loud clicking sound of a camera shutter. I shifted my gaze toward the sound, but I couldn't see anyone with a camera. That's when I realized the sound had been an actual camera but a cell phone. That's why the sound had been so clear. But despite that realization, I still couldn't look at anyone that was pointing a cell phone at me. Am I just too on edge? No, that couldn't be it. My social suicide would have been incredibly well known throughout Japan, especially considering how much people freaked out over espers. So it wouldn't have been all that strange if there were people who found it was amusing to snap random photos of me. Future overflowing with people. Well, at least none of them were looking at me. Don't look at me. Out of my lip, I continued dragging myself forward. I hung my head as low as possible as not to be recognized. It was again. Someone taking a photo of me again, and this time I knew for a fact it had felt their gaze on me. It wasn't the usual God's gaze, but a gaze harboring nothing but pure malice. I looked around, and yet, after all that, there was still no one there. The hell are you? Sneaking photos like in a goddamn peeping Tom? I'll sue the fuck out of you for violating the right to my likeness. It wasn't like they were going to hear me cursing them out inside my head. And I very much didn't have the courage to say it out loud. And if I did, it'd only bring more attention to me. I went back to walking. This time I doubled my speed, weaving as best as I could between the herds of pedestrians clogging the road. Sounds only got worse. Shadows continued to chase me, and I thought I heard someone giggle. Looked around again. There were a number of people holding their cell phones at eye level. A middle-aged businesswoman, a woman in a suit, a businessman, a woman in a suit, a high school boy, some Dokyun girl. Pretty varied selection. As I moved, they had moved their phones in an attempt to follow me. Don't look at me, don't take pictures of me. I couldn't take it anymore, so I took off running in another direction, but didn't matter how long I ran, didn't matter how far I ran, didn't matter how many people I threaded the needle through. The sound always followed me, the gaze always caught up with me. Every time I thought I got away from the noise, it started up once again. My head was like my enemies were multiplying without end. Eventually I ran into a red light, forcing me to stop. I put my hands on my knees, I tried as best to catch my breath, all while the noises of shudders persisted. My gaze turned downwards, I clenched my fists, and tried to stomach the humiliation. That was all I could really do at that point. Suddenly a thought occurred to me. Was this noise really being produced by such a large number of unknown people? Wouldn't they be all taking way too many photos? Sure, I was basically a celebrity now, but I wasn't famous. I was infamous. Photos of me wouldn't be worth jack shit. I'd say most people considered me to be a walking piece of trash at this point. They just couldn't get over how strange it was that the world had picked today of all days to start taking all these photos of me. They weren't even hiding it either. Was it Shogun? Was it orchestrating this attack on me right now? Oh, just leave me alone already. Hell have I ever done to you? What the fuck is your problem? Want to kill him. After breaking me completely while he watched from the shadows, he's finally gonna kill me once and for all. This malicious harassment won't be enough. I would be next. I would be the next Nugen case, murdered in some horrible, grotesque fashion. Therefore I have to kill him before he kills me. I grabbed my head with both hands. I had a pounding headache. And yet, despite it all, I still didn't feel God's gaze. Despite the countless photos being taken via cell phones, Shogun's typical gaze wasn't following me at all. I want to kill him. Suddenly, everything went quiet. The rapid snapping of camera shutters completely disappeared. Surprised, I started to look up. No! Only heard a sound that I heard many times before, right behind me. In that silence came a quiet, creaky noise that I would never have heard otherwise. I sensed a presence. Someone in a wheelchair was right behind me. It's paparazzi, yeah. But who? I laughed at my own wishful thinking. Their identity was obvious. It was him, Shogun! Ignoring the red light entirely, I leapt onto the crosswalk. The ears were assailed by a chorus of horns, and one vehicle was on the brink of running me over, but before just barely managing to screech to a halt. But I couldn't look back now to keep running as hard as possibly could. Though I'd made it back to my base, I was still haunted by the sound of those shutters. Moving to a nearby residential area hadn't helped either. Even though it had been entirely deserted, I could still hear the endless clicking and clacking of the shutters, as if they'd been seared to my very eardrums. Every person I passed would take out their phone just to get a shot at me. Not one of them said, "Oh wow, please let me shake your hand," or "you," as I moved past them. Not even one of them so much as grinned at me. Nothing but expressionless faces taking pictures with their cell phones. I just continued to walk past them, pretending like they weren't even there. Clearly something strange was going on. I didn't sense any even hint of malice or ill will from them. They felt entirely mechanical. They're kind of like automata, except in this case, there was someone actively controlling them. I sat in the corner of my room, legs gripped tightly against my chest as I curled into a ball. All I could do was continue to grind my teeth out of sheer frustration. It was all him. It was all Shogun's doing. While en route to my base, I heard it. The sound of a creaking wheelchair. I only heard it once. I hadn't turned around to check, but there was still no doubt in my mind. My hand just wouldn't stop trembling. Glancing at the time, I realized it was already 11 p.m. I spent 5 hours scared shitless. Letting out a deep sigh. I lashed at him inside my head. I hope you die, hope you die, hope you die. The worst part about Shogun was that he couldn't kill you. He didn't kill you quickly. He would gently wrap his silk cord around your neck, and over time he would slowly tighten that cord. Eventually you would suffocate. Because I knew exactly how he was, anxiety flared up within me, and it began to even dread going outside. Help me, Kozupi. I can't fight Shogun on my own. I don't even have my own D-sword. There's nothing I can do. Kozupi, why won't you help me? I had to think. Somehow I had to come up with a way for Kozupi to protect me. She could read my mind. I definitely couldn't lie to her. Then what about money? Maybe she would help me if I offered some compensation? A noise just now. A horrible gulp. I squeezed myself into an even tighter ball and strained my ears for the slightest sound. I just hallucinated it. That was the most obvious answer. I hallucinated it. It was the sound of a wheelchair. I could hear it coming from outside. I immediately held my breath and strained my ears, even harder, trying to desperately hear any noise coming through the wall. There it was. He was outside. Wait, maybe I was just imagining it. Maybe I could just imagine him slowly moving closer and closer to me. I wasn't just imagining it. He was wheeling out around outside the container. He's laughing. I heard his voice. It was Shogun's laugh. The hell? Shogun's a dick. Laughing. At the dead of night, he was sitting outside my container in his creaky little wheelchair laughing. But didn't end there. The very next second, I heard the sound of a cell phone's camera shutter. Had Shogun taking a picture? What are you taking a picture of? The container? No. It wasn't just Shogun. There were other people there. Not just 2 or 3, but like at least 10. We're all taking pictures with their cell phones in perfect unison. The sound of the shutters echoed off the walls and cooled into my ears. It wasn't possible. Illusions like this was just that of delusion. If I peeked outside, surely no one would be there. It was all some simple hallucination. Sure, the container walls were pretty thin, but there was still no way. I shouldn't have been able to hear this shutters and the laughter or the wheelchair. Definitely not this clearly. I didn't have the courage to go outside and check for myself. Fear overwhelmed me. I burst into tears and wrapped a blanket around my head and attempted to cover my ears. Don't come in. Don't come in. Don't come in. How much time had passed? It had been about 10 minutes, but it felt like 10 hours. I threw off the blanket and got up as quietly as I possibly could. Listened very carefully. I didn't hear anything outside. All I heard was the sound of my PC. Really had been just a hallucination? It had to have been. Just to be sure, though, I should check outside. There was no way anyone was out there, but still, even if someone had been there, surely they wouldn't be there anymore. I positioned myself by the door. There was a padlock on the inside, keeping the door locked. Retrieving the key, I stuck it inside the padlock. I didn't have it in me to turn the key that easily. My heart was pounding out of my chest, and nerves refused to calm down. I was terrified. The mere thought of opening my door absolutely terrified me. This could all just been some total bait. Someone could have been outside right now, biding their time as I waited with bated breath for the opportune moment to strike. I wanted to tell myself that something like that would never happen to me, but it was pointless to even try. I'd been deceived over and over again, and I couldn't take it anymore. I was so tired. Why can't I just be left alone? Why'd I have to endure these horrible, absurd trials? They were just too much for me. I have my little AI super tip thing open, sorry. Just forget about that. Good. I hate to actually skip someone paid for something. Fuck. Slammed my fist into the door with a loud bang. The noise resounded incredibly loudly, and my hand immediately hurt like hell. Not a sound came from outside. There was no sense of anyone being out there. There was nobody there. Of course there was nobody there. It'd be stupid to think there was anybody there. I bit my lips so hard blood slowly began oozing out, and with that, I slowly found the strength to remove the padlock, and then I slowly opened the door. Attempt to investigate, I peeked my head from outside my base. There was nobody there. It was still as death. Nothing moved. There was no sign of Shogun's creaky wheelchair, nor his laugh, nor the cell phone camera shutters. Nothing.
誰かいますか?
Waited for a moment, but there was still no response. But of course there wasn't. There was nobody there, so of course somebody would reply to me. Nervous as could be, I began to check even further outside, shifting my gaze towards any shadow areas I could see. Yep, no one was there. Everything I heard, I hallucinated. All the repeated extreme stress had caused me to start breaking down. Yep, that made perfect sense. It's just gotten scared and ended up losing it.
僕涙目。もうね、アホかと、バカかと。
Fear and stress I was feeling left me trembling as I left in my own pathetic state. Look at this dumbass. It was laughable, really. I couldn't help but LOL. Man, I was so worn out. Went back to my room. I let my Seraton figure soothe my soul. Next, I sat down on my PC and logged into FreePara. This is where I check for new updates in the Bloodtoon community. I can see if my friends posted any status updates. Huh? This dread was building within me. Something wasn't right. List of my friends' statuses popped up on display. None of it was many of my friends whose name I typically saw. It was all Spider. This was bombarded with a single name posted over and over again in a quick succession, burying all the other posts. Kozumi's not helping at all. Friend's name being Spider. You even have a friend with that handle? Well, I'd be lying to myself if I knew all my friends. I had over 100 of them, so I'd be stupid to make that claim. Looked like Spider written about 15 entries in the past 30 minutes or so. No, it's all about me. Saw the titles of the post, I gulped. Before I knew it, my throat had gone completely dry. One reason or another, I was struck with an immense sense of deja vu. When I saw the titles, I had a feeling I knew exactly what the contents would be. Trembling fingers, I moved the mouse. I clicked on one of the entries.
これ、
My building.
これって。
Front of this very building. The post contained a single image, and by the looks of it, it had been taken by a cell phone. There was no text nor anything else in the post, just the image. Not this, the photo was the Kurenai conference hall. It seemed to have been taken at night, too. That can't be right. My mind's playing tricks on me. I forced a dry smile as I clicked on another post. No, not outside. No. God damn it. Why? Shot me crying out in disbelief. Even I could have predicted what was coming next, so I read the title. And yet the horror gave rise to countless goosebumps across my skin, each bump like a stewing bubble of sheer dread. Those noises. Just hallucinations, hadn't they? The sound of the wheelchair, the sound of Shoko's laughter, the sound of cell phone shutters. This sounds actually been real, and someone actually been outside my base only a short while ago taking pictures and uploading them with their phone? The latest post was titled, The Man of the Hour. Timestamp read 12:14. The time right now is 12:21. Last status updated only been 7 minutes ago.
嘘だよ。嘘に決まってる。
Who's the Man of the Hour supposed to be? What the hell could it be? I really didn't want to look. I just couldn't bear not to. Never been able to calm down otherwise. Quickly snapped my gaze to the door and back. Had to make absolutely sure the lock was on correctly. Right after I did that, as scared as could be, I clicked the latest status update. Oh no, 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 no. It was a picture of me just a moment ago. I'd opened the door to see who was there. I thought nobody was out there, but somebody had been outside. Know what's going on. One halting her was her classmate of hers, Minako Ninomiya. What?
折原、ちょっと話があるんだけど。
Who's this? Kozue winced at the clear animosity laced in her words. Moreover, Minako was not the only one there. 5 girls stood behind Minako, lying in wait. All of them were her classmates, but Kozue was unable to recall their names and faces.
いいよね。付き合ってくれるでしょ。
Can't talk. She remained unresponsive and unsure what to do. Kozue's quivering shoulders were shoved, not by Minako, but one of the other girls behind her.
ちょっと、なんとか言いなよ。
Damn you, girl A. Feeling entrapped by the crowd of girls, tears began pouring from the corner of her eyes. Her captors were quick to take notice, growing even further agitated.
いちいち泣いてんじゃねえよ。いいからちょっと来なよ。
I refused to go with them. She had a horrible feeling about the events to come. But when they grabbed her by both arms, she knew she had no longer a choice in the matter. I brought her up to the rooftop. 10 more girls were waiting there. Nearly everyone was a classmate of hers. When she realized this, Kozue was left deeply confused. Kozue could predict very well what would happen from this moment. She could acutely feel the intense malice directed from those present. Kozue shook in fear from the sheer number of negative illusions flowing into her. Despite her best efforts to endure, her tears simply would not stop flowing.
こいつもう泣いてんじゃん。
うわ、マジ？うざくない？
Even though Kozue just transferred to the school, her peers had held nothing back in their barrage of insults. Of course, she was well aware of the bitter hatred the girls felt for her. Try as she might to block out the inner voices in the classroom, the utter animosity they held was not something that she'd be able to ignore. But despite just contempt, nobody ever approached her in this matter before. She tried to run, but being surrounded by so many of her classmates left her no route to escape with.
逃げようとしてんじゃねえよ。美奈子が話あるんだからさ、ちゃんと聞きな。
Prompted by her classmates' threat, Minako glared towards Kozue with intense hatred. Minako's demeanor was that of a tall, rigid model, provided heavy contrast to Kozue's small, petite frame.
折原、あんたさ、大輔に色目使ってんじゃないわよ。
Despite them talking as if she should have known it, the name Daisuke was not what she was familiar with. With these words that would defend her would never leave her mouth. She simply made herself small, shrinking to the ground in order to withstand the fears, chaos, and confusion.
聞いてんの？うざいんだよ、あんた。人の彼氏に手出そうとしてんなよ。
Kozue frantically shook her head in denial. She had no recollection of this person at all. Then she last realized that the person they spoke of was her classmate Misumi. If that was truly who they were referring to, then Kozue never had the intention of leering at him. In truth, it was quite the opposite. His entirely overt ulterior motives were nothing more than a source of vexation to her.
っていうか、前から折原のこと気に入らなかったんだよね。
She does have a magic sword. It's just nice to not use it.
ねえ、なんで喋んないの？可愛いこぶってんの？
はっきり言ってうざすぎだし、ムカつくし。それとも、男子とは話せても私たちと話すつもりないって？調子に乗ってんじゃねえよ。
なんか言えよ。
Girl E, how late are we going here? Pulled her hair, they struck her face, they shoved her shoulders. There was no escape, they would not let her. Bully and beat up, Kozue shuddered in fear as those words floated through her mind. Save me, Sena-shan, save me, Takumi-shan. Her voice cried out, but it was clear that help would not arrive anytime soon. If she moved to Tokyo, this was all it had always been. No matter how much Kozue wished for someone to help her, it would never come. She had no choice but to bear it. For only this much she could bear it. That was a thought but that thought was just as transient as the last. Somewhere she could not quite discern, a noise faintly began to echo. The faces of her classmates immediately lost all expression. Each and every one of them reached into their jacket pockets in unison. Then as they planted before them, they all slowly retrieved something from within them. Each person... Oh, the handheld mirror. Mirrors of all manners of shapes and sizes. Simultaneously, each and every girl turned their surface of the mirrors towards Kozue. Like a cult performing a ritual. Within each mirror, Kozue could be seen stricken with the utmost terror. Each sliver of screens reflected a girl with eyes convulsing uncontrollably. Yeah, don't go up to the rooftop, yeah. Nightmares that had once plagued Kozue began to resurface. She was not losing the self she knew. She could not stop trembling. Shook her head violently in denial. Her eyes wandered between each mirror. As her head shuddered and shook, the convulsion seized and her eyes continued. Kozue tried to scream, but she could only master a feeble cry. Oh no. I'll kill you, I'll kill you. Uh-oh. The dominance of dark, sticky illusions began to enshroud her mind. Oh, there it is, the sword. She then became cognizant of the D-sword clutched tightly in her hands. She has like the biggest D-sword. Faint beam of red light shone across the blade, flickering with a delightful shriek. Not a hint of its brutality was left concealed. Its mere friendly aura fiercely intimidated all who beheld it. Everything before it fell to ruin. Everything before it was consumed. Everything before it returned to nothing. Now, as it settled, her sword resided not in delusion but in reality. Both expressionless classmates awakened from their trance, greatly alarmed by what was unfolding. But by then, it was far too late. He must die. Tears pouring down her cheeks, Kozue let out a scream. Her eyes could no longer see. With a single step, Kozue staggered forward. Thusly, she raised the sword above her head. At the present moment, it was Minako who was in her path. What came next would be appropriately referred to as an immediate bisection. From left arm to right shoulder, her body was ripped apart. Regarding what happened to this girl, the word slash had been far too disingenuous. Sickeningly, extreme amounts of blood burst forth from her body, and she raised the D-sword aloft. This time, Kozue staggered backwards as if the sword itself had drawn her back. Her body moved about adroitly, as if it were dancing. Despite her remarkably petite frame, she swung the gigantic sword around with incredible ease. It's a pretty rare word there. Despite being far past death, Minako's corpse was further desecrated in obscene acts of violence. She spilled blood danced in the air along with Kozue and her sword, dyeing the concrete crimson. Kozue, sapped off any remaining strength, collapsed seconds later in unison with what had used to be Minako. She was sobbing her heart out, the tears forced her eyes to remain closed. Faced that horrific display, her classmates stared in a daze, their mouths hanging agape. Not a single one of them moved from where they stood, so they could not comprehend what just occurred. Swaying slowly, Kozue returned to her feet. We must all die now. Her head hung low as convulsive sobs assailed her. Pointed directly at her petrified classmates, blood trickled from her D-sword. Very next moment, innumerable shrieks ripped through the air before disappearing into the sky forever. Walking as fast as I could, I headed directly for my school. I kept my eyes out for anyone at all. If someone even dared to approach me, I'd run away as fast as I possibly could. I'd hyperventilate for forever now. Wheezing again and again, my throat desperately gasped for air. The sweat beaded endlessly on my forehead. No matter how much I wiped it away, it just kept coming. Going to school. Just going to school so I could get Kozue to help me with whatever the hell this was. They dared to fight the bastards that were trying to break me. Kozue would definitely do it. She was completely broken herself after all. I wanted to kill them. Shogun and his cronies need to fucking die. It was not in my mind that the people at my base yesterday had been Shogun and his underlings. They're finally cutting the bullshit. Now they're getting to finish the job. They targeted me, begun their extensive mission to wear me down. Now they're moving in to kill me with the sickest, vilest, most disgusting way they could possibly imagine. I couldn't take it. I didn't want to die. I had to kill them before they killed me. No! Sound again. Yes, I heard the exact same creaking sound behind me. Whipped around, wincing in anticipation of what might come. And yet, not a soul was behind me. There was no wheelchair in sight. Could have been an hallucination. I heard it right fucking behind me. Was Shogun still attacking me? Broke into a mad dash. No way in hell was I going to stand around all alone. Yet, followed me. The sound clung tightly to my back. I could hear it directly behind me as I ran. Stop it. Get away from me. Stop chasing me. Don't look at me. I was about to snap. No longer had the stomach to take another look behind me. Someone waited at the school gate. The bell hadn't rung yet. I was on the verge of being tardy, but I could still see the other students here and there. Just looking at another person was enough to make me flinch. But if I didn't go into the building, I wouldn't be able to find Kozue. Sealing myself, I entered the school grounds. I heard something once again, but it wasn't a wheelchair this time. It was a cell phone shutter. My gaze shot all around myself. Who the hell? Who taking the photo? Nobody was looking at me. Nobody had a cell phone out. Ah, what the fuck? What the fucking fuck? I covered my ears. Without looking where I was going, bolted. Where I was going, I bolted. Not stopping even once, I finally made it to the classroom. About to burst into the room, only to frantically stop dead in my tracks and turn right back around. Class dokuns were all assembled there. The second my eyes met one of them, I'd given completely up on going in. God damn it. I was plagued with my enemies. Every single person was an enemy. All of you should die. Every fucking last one of you should just die. Since I couldn't go into the room, I opted to turn around and keep walking. Maybe an illusion to it about massacring these dokun pieces of shit cheer me up. I looked glanced in the room, but I hadn't seen Kozue. Actually, there hadn't been any girls in the classroom at all. That was pretty strange, actually, but I still couldn't care less. I could almost figure out where the hell Kozue had wandered off to. All the times for it to completely disappear on me. It just had been to be now. It had to be now. I was still wheezing from before. My breath violently forced itself in and out of my lungs. When they saw me like that, the other students walking down the halls stopped and stared. Don't look at me. That sound again. Looking back, I saw 4 dokun guys I hadn't noticed before. They all had their biggest smirks on their faces. Each one of them had their cell phones trained on me. Don't look at me. Ignore them. Kozue can just kill them later on. Illusions like that sounded so exhilarating. Each and every last one of them died in a fucking horrible death. I had fucking enough of this world. Kozue still was nowhere to be found. I had no clue where she was. Maybe she hadn't come to school today. If that was the case, then what was I supposed to do? I really doubt if I could fend off Shogun's attempt to break me, especially for a whole day. I pretended to be tough on the inside of my head this whole time, but my knees were shaking and controlled me. If I didn't stay focused for even 1 second, I'd likely sink to the floor and stay there. Kozue, where'd you go? Where the hell did you go? Please save me. Oh. Startled, I stopped dead in my tracks. I heard a voice in my head that felt like it come right next to me. Someone's inner voice. Kozue, where are you? Looking around, I saw Kozue squatting down near a corner by the entrance, cradling her head. The moment I saw her, a gasp forced away from my mouth. Her entire body was deep crimson, as if waves of red from an ocean of blood had crashed down upon her. It was simply as if she was undeniably covered in a ridiculous amount of blood. I wanted to scream, but my voice had stopped working. Kozue, say something, Kozue! When I called out to her by inner voice, Kozue slowly raised her head. Tears were flooding from her eyes, leaving them red and congested. Not getting up from the ground, she grabbed it on my shirt. She clung to me as if her life depended on it.
何を
みさんはコズピーの敵、味方？
What's that supposed to mean? Tried to ask her again, but she just buried her face in my chest and shook her head from side to side. The reddish black blood cutting her entire body seeped into my uniform and slowly spread through it. I realized how small Kozubi truly was. Her body was so fragile, I felt like I might break at any moment. When I'd braced her head, I had finally come to realize this. What's up, Pink Spike?
コズピーの味方だ。だから、コズピーに助けてもらいたい。
Once that was on my mind. I was being fairly selfish, but Kozubi was the only one I could turn to.
コズピーのこといじめない？
Not gonna be a bully to you. These guys bullying me are my main concern. That's what's more important here. Anyways, I needed protection.
コズピーは守れないよ。
What do you mean? You have a D sword.
だってあの子のことうまく扱えないぽ。
Him? What, your D sword? I said something. My head Kozubi nodded. She then nestled further into me.
だからね、さっきのドカバキクシャーはコズピーのせいじゃ。
Uh-oh. Some kind of delusion? What the hell? Without warning, I was hit in the face with a fierce impact. Images burst in my mind like an intense montage of flashbacks. School, its rooftop, the fierce, rusty smell of blood, a sea of blood, endless chunks of meat strewn across the concrete, disconnected, disjointed hunks of flesh I couldn't identify. Kozubi standing in the middle of it all, her breathing heavy and a D-sword in her hand. I then sat back to myself, shocked. What the hell was that? Definitely been on the school rooftop. What were those other images? Was that just a delusion? But they had been different from how my delusions usually were. They have been my delusion, but Kozupi's? I feel like Senna had said something about how Giglomaniacs can make other people see their negative delusions, but maybe that's what happened. I'll place that aside for now. Kozumi's blood-stained body clung to me. The blood on her was still wet. There was no sign she'd been hurt. She wasn't acting like she had been. Therefore, the blood wasn't hers. I tried my absolute hardest to conjure up an explanation for the amount of blood she'd been bathed in. There's nothing normal about this. It was utterly insane. Whose blood was this? Kozubi, whose blood was this?
コズピーをね、いじめた人たち。
Kozubi hung her head. She gently detached her from me. It looked as if she was in trouble. She raised her way as if she was in trouble. Raised her index finger to her lips. It made it look like she was sulking about something, while she was lapping up the blood on her finger. Is that someone else's blood?
他人の血だよ。
And the dread surged within me. Kozubi, if that really is the case, you went way too far, didn't you? The school bells rang loudly, telling us homeroom had started. There wasn't a single sign of any students around us. They'd already gone to class. So I made up my mind to began to head straight for the classroom. Just left her behind. Tried my best not to get caught. I stealthily peeked in from the window.
これって。
When I saw it, left me shocked. The woman had already started with the teacher standing in front of the room. Just like I seen before, not a single girl was present inside the classroom. No way. I had to be sure. To be absolutely sure that it had all been just a delusion. What's up, Jump Arca? Oh yeah, I joined the Fantasy Football League this morning. Took off for the roof, then flung open the door leading to it. First thing to hit me was a somber blue sky, and then the next, nothing but pure crimson. Literal sea of blood. When hit with the remains of that horrifying scene, the physiological revulsion, the utter repulsiveness, and overpowering stench, it all pulled together. I could no longer keep the contents of my stomach from emptying across the concrete.
たくみさんはコズピーの味方だよね。
Uh-oh. She's my friend, even though I killed everyone. I jumped. I turned around. Kozubi was standing right in front of me. Tears rolling up in the corners of her eyes. Still soaked in blood, she turned to me. Smiled an innocent smile. Couldn't help but run away. I was afraid of Kozubi from smiling at that situation, from killing them so brutally. Couldn't comprehend it. People that had been there, they weren't people anymore. They were in pieces, and she'd done that to them. Scene on the rooftop had been burned in my mind and refused to leave. It repeated endlessly, looping over and over again in my head. Each time I did, I sit with the most intense feeling of nausea. I lost count of the number of times I dry heaved. And all around the school with no destination in mind. Home had already started, so no one was in the halls. Kozubi wasn't following me. What do I do? Was running away the smart thing to do? Should I have stayed with her? If Kozubi saw me as the enemy because I ran away, would I also be fucked? She started thinking of me as the enemy. Would she tear me to pieces like she had with those girls on the rooftop? Oh god, no. If that was true, what should I have done? If I never went back to Kozubi now, I had no idea what to do or say. I just kept on running, almost tripping every couple seconds. And the very next corner I went around, I ran really into two people. It was Misumi-kun, together with one of the Dokins from my class who made fun of me earlier. Looked at me with clear unease, while the Dokin stepped in front of me, blocking my path. The Dokin with the most malicious grin on his face.
よー、エス
It's
パ
Man
ー。
C.
お前、ちょっと超能力使ってくんね。
I bit my lip. Didn't make eye contact. If I did, I know I'd get punched right then and there. Dokin made no moves to take out his cell phone. If he did, however, might have lost it and just killed them, just like Cosby had with those girls.
クラスの女子が授業をボイコットしたみたいだよ。誰も来ねえから、俺ら今探してるわけよ。でもだるいと思うね。ミスミやミナコが心配みてえだけどよ。どうせ集団でサボってるだけだろ。
Minako's cut up into pieces.
そう思うよな、エスパー。
Didn't respond, and as a result, a sharp pain ran through me as he kicked me in the hip.
おい、シカトしてんじゃねえよ。
He's chopped up on the roof. What do you want me to say?
やめろよ。
Second, Misumi-kun spoke up. The Dokin stopped dead in his tracks.
タク、ミナコ見なかったか。チャイム鳴るまでいたんだけどよ。今はメールしても電話しても帰ってこねえんだ。
She had to go far away, and she lost her phone. Never talked to her again. Couldn't tell him. I could tell him about the tragedy that happened on the rooftop. I had no idea who Minako was, but I assumed she was one of Misumi-kun's girlfriend. Could she have been among the tattered pieces of meat scattered across the rooftop? What about Rimi? Had Kozubi killed her too? She shouldn't have. Rimi had been missing for a while, and she hadn't been at school either. Really, I couldn't believe I was so worried about her after everything that happened. What the hell I was even expecting her to do? She was never going to come back anyway, so what was even the point?
なあ、エスパー。お前なんで服に血がついてん
Yeah,
だ
I don't have blood too. She was hugging me. Shadow ran through me. It was blood from Kozubi had clung to me. It transferred from her onto me, and now it was fully covered the edge of my shirt. Misumi-kun's eyes widened, and he gasped.
タク、何かあったのか。
何もないよ。
And don't go to the rooftop. Second left my mouth. I ripped around and ran away as fast as I could. I heard a voice calling after me, but I ignored it. Also down the stairs. My mechanic frenzy lost my footing and tumbled all the way down to the landing. Laid on the ground, I lost all will to stand back up again. I don't know, to find peace again? Why did all these insane, horrific things keep happening to me one after the other?
タク、
Voice called my name. I only knew a single girl that called me that. Slowly, timidly looked up, and I saw a hand stretch out before me.
どうしたの？
What are you doing?
そんなに慌てて。
This isn't your ending. This is Kozupi's
どっか
ending.
怪我してない？
It was Rimi. Rimi was here.
僕は
Felt tears starting to well up. Not wanting to embarrass myself, I fought them back and took the hand she was offering me. So very warm. Rimi pulled me to my feet.
本当に大丈夫？かなり派手に転んでたけど。
Brushed off my clothes, not leaving a single spot on me untouched.
リミ、どこへ？
Where's she been for all this time? Why hadn't she contacted me? She said she'd protect me.
ああ、私は今日は遅刻。
What? Didn't answer my question. Rimi's here, I know. Saw that confused, airheaded smile of hers, my fear slightly subsided. That smile had saved my life many times before. When I saw it, I no longer needed to ask her where she'd been or what she'd been doing. I didn't ask her why she hadn't contacted me. Maybe would come back to me, and everything would be okay now. No matter what man made come to face, Rimi would protect me. Would she? Would she truly protect me? Kosubi really just happened to not kill Rimi? Like if doubt appeared in the corner of my mind. It rose at me like a passing thought. She'd been absent for all this time, but she just happened to come back today? And she just happened to be late to school on the day she just happened to come back? And then Kosubi just happened to commit murder on the same day Rimi just happened to come in so late? No, don't think about it. Stay positive. Rub my temples with my fingers, trying to calm myself down.
なんだか具合も悪そうだね。保健室に連れてってあげる。そこで少し休んだ方がいいよ。
Where's it running? She said that Rimi pulled me by the hand.
ほら、行こう。
Did Rimi not know about the tragedy that happened on the rooftop? But wasn't that only natural? She had said she'd been tardy today. In fact, she hadn't dared ask about the blood on my clothes, which was being considered to me. It had to be. She was being considerate to me. That had to be it. Rimi attempted to pull my reluctant self down the stairs. I planted my feet right before the entrance.
ドク
Kept on trying to pull me along, pretty forcefully too, but I gently shook her hand off. And left in this hallway, bring to the staff room, and right after that to the school nurse's office. And then if we kept going straight and exited at the end of the hall, we ended up at the sports courts outside, after which would be the school gate. I didn't want to see anyone today if I could help it. I didn't even want to walk through the school. Someone was going to find that slider up on the rooftop at any moment. When they did, a huge panic would break out. I'd probably end up being the prime suspect since my clothes were caked with blood and all. As I wanted to get away from the school as soon as possible. I should just avoid the nurse's office and go straight to the entrance. I planned to tell Rimi about the rooftop in Kozubi when I turned around. But when I turned around, she's got her D sword out! I must kill you now. Rimi was holding something sharp and pointed. No, was that a D sword? Look at a pair of steel wings. The tips of the wings were pointed straight at me. Rimi was about to stab me in the back any moment now. Our eyes met. Rimi's eyes were filled with grief. She was the first to break eye contact.
ごめんね
No! What? I didn't do it. It was Kozupi. Softly remembering those words, she brandished her sword. She was about to kill me. Rimi was about to kill me. Lost control. The second she was about to swing, I gripped her wrist to protect myself. I was a lazy piece of shit and I practically never exercised. They still had enough strength to overpower her.
なんでだよ
This bitch, in the end, had Rimi just been another Emmy? Had she been lying to me the whole time? Just like you had been back then. Was she trying to fuck me over too? Was Rimi also one of Shogun's underlings? And if she was his underling, did that mean that she had been behind Mugen the entire time and I'd been right from the very start?
なんでこんな
ごめんでもタクには消えてもらうしかないの
You're the fake Takumi. That decided it. There was no misunderstanding here. Rimi was really my enemy. This is her true nature. All that shit about protecting me had been nothing but a lie.
嘘だこんなの嘘だ
嘘ついててごめんでもお願いタク消えて
ふざけるなよ僕がどれだけリミのことを信用してたと思ってるんだどれだけリミを頼りにしてたと思ってるんだなんでそんな簡単に人を裏切れるんだよこの悪魔女め
You demon.
タクごめん
ごめんで済むかよ何様だよ
And as I was crying, a betrayal like this, I couldn't appear rage and frustration I was feeling right now. But I felt with you, it didn't even come close. Rimi had shit all over the feelings I had for her. Never forgive you. I'll never forgive you. I'm gonna kill you. Looking to receive tighter, Rimi's expression contorted in agony. The pain I felt was even worse. You tore my heart to fucking shreds. I'll never forgive you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
殺してやる
Happened in an instant. Right before my very eyes, Rimi's figure vanished. Bodies blown to the side toward the shoe lockers and slammed right into them. She had been done for the moment. She'd hit the metal lockers, obliterated them in the process. Her body had torn into the wreckage. Now she could no longer be seen at all. A thick cloud of dust enveloped the room. Of course, I had no idea what the hell had happened. Oh God, she's crazy.
たくみさんの心の叫びね聞こえたよ
Right before me, brandishing her D-sword was Kozubi. Her expression was incredibly pained. Sweat shone on her forehead, and yet, even despite those things, she still forced her smile to smile to me.
殺したいって許せないってだから殺してあげたのら
Hmm? Her inner voice threw all that at me.
殺した本当に殺し
Unable to believe what I had just seen, I approached the demolished shoe lockers. The D-sword that I used to be Rimi's brushed against the tip of my shoe. It was lying on the floor, deprived of its owner. Liquid solid pooled beneath the sword. Blood. Whose blood was it? I didn't have to think long to know. Eventually, the D-sword by my feet was enveloped by countless black particles and vanished into the air. Rimi was dead, just like that? didn't have the slightest urge to confirm it. Sadness washed over me, and at the same time was left an inescapable sense of regret. I killed my own emotions deep down. My feelings numbed me to everything, or I numbed my feelings to everything. It didn't matter anymore. At least the tears had stopped falling.
コズピー。僕を助けて。
Yay. Right now, Cosby was the only one I could depend on. Even though Remy had betrayed me, I still wanted someone to believe in. Maybe I just wanted someone I could be with, someone who could accept me. And that stuff I wanted to be protected, it was all just an excuse. I just didn't want to be alone. And if she might betray me, if I'd been betrayed already, I didn't want to be alone. I couldn't bear all this awful bullshit on my own. If I was on my own, I guarantee I would cease to be me. I would just up and disappear. I approached Kozupi, desperate for someone to cling to. When I looked at her, when I saw how terribly sad she looked, the sheer pain on her face, her smile had long since disappeared. I made up my mind and embraced her tiny shoulder. She didn't fight it.
さっきはコズピーから逃げたのに。
ごめん。ごめんなさい。それでも、助けてくれ。
たくみちゃんは、コズピーの味方？
You could say how many people Cosby had already killed. In the gameplay timeline, I think it's the first one, and then there's Chaos Child after this one. Oh, it is the original. It's just a redone version of the original. Yeah, it's just a redone version of the original. We could say what would happen if the police caught us. And all that, would it really turn out okay if the two of us stayed together? I asked myself such a question, but it didn't take long for me to find my answer. Right now, I was together with Kozupi. As long as we stayed together, it would all turn out okay. We had bigger enemies than the police. Enemies that were too dangerous to face alone.
僕には、コズピーが必要だ。
Yeah, I'm sure there's some difference. Oh, no. Nice! Nice parappa. Kozupi, you're hired again.
一緒にいたい。
たくみちゃんは、身勝手な人なの。
On saying that, she wrapped her arms around my back. With the little strength she had left, she held me in return.
でもね、コズピーのこと必要って言ってくれたから、コズピーもたくみちゃん、一生懸命守る。前に汚いおじさんが言ってたのら、我慢することないって、負の感情を否定しちゃダメって。だから、コズピーをいじめる人みんな殺すね。それと、たくみちゃんをいじめる人も。
Feelings, both cold to touch and the warm as the sun, found their way from her to me. Feelings inside her that contradicted, madness, kindness. It was the same way her inner voice could reach me, or was all in my hand I didn't know. Right as I thought drifted to my mind, a girl's scream echoed throughout the school grounds. She come from the top of the building. And someone found the slaughter on the rooftop. We had to run. If we stay here, the police will catch us. For some reason, the moment I let go of her body, she immediately sank to the ground. Oh no, she's talking. What's wrong?
すごく疲れてるのら、体だるいの。ねえ、たくみさん、コズピーね、心の中に真っ黒な妄想がどんどん生まれてくるよ。押しつぶされちゃいそうなの。
Black delusions? What do you mean? Regardless of what she meant, staying here wasn't an option. With Rumi's corpse lying here, anyone who spotted us would find out exactly what we'd done. So without getting an answer from her, I lent Cosby my shoulder, and the two of us began to leave the school. Walked through the halls. Nice it would have been to just leave. We were both covered in blood. Cosby couldn't walk in her current state. I had a feeling if we went outside, we'd get with the cops waiting out for us out there. The cops all waiting for us out there. Cliche. It's probably best to just hide out somewhere. Even one of the empty classrooms would probably work. The atmosphere was tense. The scream earlier had kickstarted a slowly growing commotion inside the school. She just quickly ran by us in a hurry. Students left the classroom, ignoring the homeroom was still in session. Cautiously peered around the school, trying to see what had happened. Shit, there was a lot of people. Even better just leave after all. We had to hide somewhere like... There it was again. The noise again. Stop it, just stop it. I'm gonna go fucking insane. A few students spotted me from a distance. Not just teachers, but a few students, but a few teachers too. Every single one of them had their cell phones out, aiming them at us. For some reason, they were all holding mirrors in their other hands. A coupled with a black wrath and infernal bloodlust spell inside my head. Something within me was about to snap.
殺してやる。
Uh-oh. Perhaps emboldened by my bloodlust, Cosby's heart reeked of its own hunger for blood.
殺してやる。殺してやる。殺してやる。
Cosby was reacting to the mirrors. Despite the fact that she was having so much trouble walking, she raised her D-sword overhead anyway. Cosby, don't do it! Much in her petite frame, I tried to hold her back.
殺してやる。
But I couldn't do it. Cosby's body freed itself from me with tremendous force. Pulled along by her sword, Cosby charged the group holding mirrors. Her legs tangled with one another, she nearly slipped and fell. Yet she still managed to move forward and swung her enormous D-sword. Killing everyone.
死ね。死ね。死ね。
With a single swing, she had claimed about 4 human lives. It was a staggering storm of destruction and brutality. Movements and posture were like a novice's. If she leaned back any further, she'd fall over, and yet her sword's trajectory was both abnormally accurate and fast. Her aim was precise, and she claimed to reach one every one of those lives with a single blow each. Almost like she wasn't the one swinging the sword. The sword was the one swinging her. And she bathed in the fountain of blood. Cosby began to cower.
死ねばいいのだ。みんな。殺したくない。剣が勝手に。剣に依存しちゃえばいいのだ。これがコズビーの本性なのかな。
Consider Cosby's current mental state. Her mind was in total disarray, a total chaotic mess. I had my shoulder to Cosby once more and climbed the stairs along with her. The very next moment, we ran into Misumi-kun and the other Dokuns coming down the stairs. Shit, these guys again, I bit my lip.
おいおい。こいつら血まみれじゃねえか。
For a split second, the Dokun who spoke was taken aback, but the very next one, Musumi-kun grabbed me by my chest. His face was teeming with fury.
おかよ。お前らが殺したのかよ。ミナコ。
Seriously, who the hell was Minako? Noticed my confusion, the Dokuns held Musumi-kun back.
まあ待てよミスミ。まだそうと決まったわけじゃねえだろ。だいたいあんなこと、よりによってこの二人ができるわけねえって。
All that? They're definitely talking about the slaughter on the roof.
それよりよ、エスパ
ー。僕はエスパーじゃ。
うるせえよ。口答えすんなカス。
Tried to tell him that I wasn't an Esper, but he wasn't having any of it. His threat caused me to shrink back. Feeling unbelievably pathetic, I began to wonder if Cosby had murdered everyone here if I wanted her to.
殺してもいいよ。
What's up, Mr. Rip? Nice.
やだ、殺したくない。
Cosby's mind was a chaotic mess of conflicting, contradictory emotions.
殺せない。殺すことも受け入れるべきなの。
Should she just give in? That's one thing I could never do.
でよ、エスパー。お前の妹って、お前に似合わず可愛いんだな。ナナミだっけ？
Oh, now I have to kill him. They're talking about my sister. What? Why the hell did this Doku know about Nanami?
だからよ、ちょっと可愛がってやったんだよ。
何や言って。
わかんねえの？
Doku acted far too friendly with me, placed his hand on my shoulder. Even though he was a guy, his hand was covered with the smell of perfume. The smell so strong it made me want to vomit.
俺の連れ、だいたい10人くらいでいつもつるんでるんだけどな。ちょっと暇してたわけよ。で、女ナンパするかって話になった時によ、提供してくれたんだよね。お前の妹。
提供って。
It wasn't a fucking object to be offered. What had they done to her? Wait, no, importantly, who the hell offered them to Nanami?
ダース・スパイダーだよ。
No, not Darth Spider. All the words left me.
わざわざ向こうから声かけてきてよ。お前の妹を好きにしていいとか言って渡してきたんだよね。マジでウケるだろ？
Vision turned bright red. Within my mind, it felt as if blood was boiling. It billowed and bubbled, rising up to my head like magma.
ナナミに何を？
あ？だから可愛がってやったっつってんだろ？そうそう。妹さ、片手なかったぜ。
What?
痛そうだったな。
That's a sick dude here. Not her hand. It hadn't been real? When I come over to check, I had been able to find the damn hand, so that was why.
なあ、ミスミ。お前も教えてやれよ。お前だってあの場にいたんだからよ。
それよりミナコ
Forget that shit, forget that shit, forget that shit. My shit's more important matters here, you piece of shit. Don't you fucking dare compare that fucking horse cut Minako to my precious little sister.
そうそう記念に写真撮っといたぜなあエスパーも見てえか見せてやるよ
I'll fucking kill you.
画像っとあったこれほら見ろよエスパー
Doken grabbed my other jaw and forced me to look at the image. The photograph was definitely Nanami, but it was covered in blood. Her eyes were hollow. And she was completely naked. I'll fucking kill you. And again. Alright, how long is it gonna go on for? Knife had been gripping, dug itself deep into the Dokun bastard's chest. I brought it with me today just in case I needed it. Apparently I stabbed him. I pulled it out, then stabbed him again with it. Then I did it again.
おいやめろタクうるさい
Pulled it out, then stabbed it back in.
泉お前も死ねばいいんだ僕もナナミも世界中の全員が死ねばいいんだ僕が殺してやんよ
Pulled it out and stabbed it back in, then again, then again. The Dokun wasn't moving anymore. With his eyes open wide, his mouth drooling blood, he was very much dead.
ねえコズピー
So Johnny.
全員撃ち殺してよ
Welcome back. Kill every last one of them. The sad look on her face, Cosby nodded. Her D-sword rose in her hand. Let's kill everyone now. The real Buddha with a fierce, resonant noise. Then Musumiko could only stare in shock at the abrupt embodiment of mayhem.
Huh?
With a single swipe, Musumiko's head was blown clean off. It swung her sword so violently, she lost her balance and fell right on her ass. Sumi's collapsing body then fell on top of her, soaking her clothes with blood. Despite looking wholly miserable, she pushed the corpse aside, then she looked up at me and smiled.
匠さんも殺しちゃったね
Was she crying, suffering, or simply smiling with her pained smile? This mix of so many different
なん
emotions.
で敵だらけなんだろうもう嫌だ
She was sobbing inside her heart. It was just as she'd said, we had enemies everywhere, so we had no choice but to kill them. That's what they all deserved. I was the one who was in the wrong here. The pieces of shit that I attacked were. It was payback for what they did to Nanami. Was she still alive? Was all the blood? She was probably long dead. That and her severed hand. There was no way she was alive. I'll never get away with this. I'll fucking make sure of it. I've been on the run for so long, but it ended here. I'll kill every last one of them, every last one. When I'd seen that horrible, cruel image of Nanami, something inside me snapped. Now there'll be no stopping me. Suo Momoro stood before the gates to Suimi Private Academy, gazing intently at the building. The car he had driven there with sat alongside the gate. What the hell? With his back leaning up against it. Although he wore a suit, a rucksack adorned his back as well. Emanated from it was a bizarre mechanics on us, who was doing the psychic thing. The atmosphere within the school was one of intense, bubbling tumult. One Suo could feel even from where he stood. The peculiarity of it all left Suo unable to contain his laughter.
今日こそ西条匠のコードサンプルを手に入れなきゃっすからね
His utterance was not directed at anyone in particular. It was only heard by himself. Around him stood several other men. Unlike Suo, their attire was far more uncouth and casual, but they all carried rucksacks just as he did. They were all very evidently suspicious, their eyes remaining glued to the school, and not speaking not a word to each other. All that seeped from their mouths were the same mutterings as Suo, spoken to no one but themselves.
そのためにこの学校を実験場にしたんすからもともとここはそのためにのぞみが作ったんすけどね
The Private Academy had been founded by an institution backed by both Nozomi technology and the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light. For this reason, the number of Gigalomaniacs in the world was far higher than normal. Their proximity was no mere coincidence. It was simply inevitable they'd all gathered here, and to this they were all none the wiser. Be that as it may, Suo could not help but let out a faint sigh. Up until this moment, he had employed countless methods of attempting to break Takumi. It had all been attempted to gather Takumi's code sample, but the boy was far weaker. Far more pathetic person than he'd anticipated. Because of this, the boy would never find the motivation to awaken as a Gigalomaniac. Never would he have thought that one single boy would be so much trouble. However, this would end today.
もう回りくどいことはなしで、とっておきの祭りを提供してやるっすよ。
There was no doubt that countless innocent people would die here, but the number of deaths hardly mattered. The Cosmic Church of Divine Light's founder had said so, and Sue had thus been compelled to believe so. In the end, it really did not matter. The third melt would bring Shibuya to ruin this very day. No matter how many high schoolers died, they'd be treated as sacrifice lost in the earthquake, and the truth of this day would be buried beneath the rubble. No one would ever know the murders that occurred here.
さてと。じゃあ行きますかね。
Sue opened the trunk of his car and retrieved the Darth Spider helmet. He put it on slowly and deliberately. When it stood along his suit and rucksack, the Darth Spider helmet made Sue appear all the more conspicuous. This was not something that he remotely bothered him. With an air of utter composure, he advanced into the school. And upon Sue's signal, the men with rucksacks followed closely behind him, remaining in complete utter silence. My shoulders are drawn weird. He's like the main bad guy. One of the main bad guys. I let my shoulder to Kozue, and the two of us left for the courtyard. Uh-oh, when we got there, Senna was waiting for us. She was glaring at us with a harsh scowl on her face. Her diesel was already out, real booted, emitting a red beam of light.
お前たちはバカだ。罠にはめられているんだ。すべて精神攻撃だ。その影響でみんなおかしくなっているに過ぎない。真の悪に気づけ。元凶を叩かなければ悪夢は終わらない。ポーターだ。リュックを背負っている奴らがどこかにいるはず。そいつらが妄想攻撃を。
セナさんはコズピーの味方だよね。
コズ？
真の悪って何？その影響があるから何なのかな。コズピーとタクミさんを攻撃してきたゴキさんたちはね、自動的に敵だよ。だから殺すの。殺したくない。
The voice in Kozubi's head wasn't making any sense. Her mind was a chaotic mess.
それが敵の思うツボなんだ。
みんなでストーカーしてくるんだもん。怖いんだもん。コズピーがコズピーでなくなっちゃいそうになるんだもん。
Not the same. The click of the camera shutters, the creaking of the wheelchair, just hearing those things made me feel like my mind was disintegrating. I just wanted to let myself go, surrender to that oh so enticing bloodlust. Maybe I already had.
お前たちは何と戦っているのか把握しているのか。
I didn't know who the enemy was. I didn't know anything at all, really. Was my enemy Shogun or was it someone else? I didn't even know who was attacking who anymore. What I could say for sure, though, was that everyone and everything in this world was against me.
妄想に惑わされるな。お前たちは自分の妄想によって殺されようとしている。
No.
小杖、それ以上ディソードを使うんじゃない。負の物質がお前の心と体を侵食しているんだ。まともに歩けなくなっているんだろう。このままだとお前という存在が崩壊する。
No.
セナさんはコズピーたちの味方？
Her voice sounded like it was beating for salvation. Kozubi pleaded for an answer once more. I too waited with bated breath to see what Senna would say. I wasn't expecting anything. I really wasn't, but...
私はお前たちの味方だ。
Senna answered decisively.
お前たちを攻撃している敵は私が倒す。だからもう妄想するな。
I was saved. I had someone on my side besides Kozubi, another friend. Kozubi slowly lowered her sword.
よかった。セナちゃん、大好きなのだ。
Tears began to form in the corners of her eyes. Kozubi's gaze clung to Senna like a lost puppy. No! With that one, Kozubi swung her D-sword. Senna instinctively deflected the blow with her own. However, the shock of the attack was enough to blow her backwards as she fell to the ground.
小杖、何を。
コズピー。
And I made it clear she was on our side. Why are you trying to kill her?
違う、コズピーじゃない。
Help! Right out in her inner voice, she swung the sword up past her head and held it above Senna.
コズピーじゃないよ。
She swung down with intent to kill. With only a nanosecond to spare, Senna rolled across the ground, just barely avoiding being cleaved in two. Quickly getting back to her feet, she brandished D-sword once again.
私を殺すつもりか、小杖。
And profusely, Kozubi shook her head back and forth, wildly in furious denial.
違うよ。手が勝手に助けて。セナちゃん、タクミさん。
hell was happening to her? Seriously, what the fuck was going on?
負の妄想に取り憑かれてしまっている。自分でディソードを制御できていないのか。
What was that? Beep. So, against Kozupi's own will, she was now an indiscriminate killing machine?
小杖、ディソードを消せ。
Oh no! She's going crazy again. Her voice spoke. It wasn't her inner voice. It was Kozupi's actual voice, chanting kill to no end. The exact opposite of what her inner voice wanted.
Senna! Kozupi を助けてあげてよ!
All I could do was beg from the sidelines. There was no way I could have walked to the middle of the fray.
妄想を見せて無力化を。
Kozupi launched an unrelenting attack. But all she was doing was barreling around with her D-sword. It was purely brutish attack with no aim. Only one total idiot would use.
殺したくないのに、セナさんのこと殺したくないのに。
Despite her body staggering around, despite her feet drunkenly stumbling, despite her gaze not even facing Senna, Kozupi's sword headed straight towards Senna without fail, doing everything in his power to rip her in two.
殺す、ぶち殺してやる。
Lashing out at her with nothing but nonsensical attacks, her assault continued. Each and every swing was extremely heavy, yet sharp as could be. Senna was pressed for time. Her expression grew restless. Swords mutually clashed with one another. Senna repelled their blow, breaking Kozupi's guard. But in Kozupi's counterattack, her D-sword seemed to disregard the very laws of physics themselves. No! Thick blood sprayed from her slender body.
それは妄想だ。
Cut around and then made her way to Kozupi's back. The once bloody corpse of Senna vanished. Taking advantage of Kozupi's shock, Senna managed to wrap her arms underneath Kozupi, restraining her.
ディソードを捨てろ、小杖。
離せ。殺して。コズピーのこと殺して、セナシャン。
No, no.
コズピーは悪くない。みんなが悪いんだ。こんな自分、もう見たくない。セナシャンも殺したくない。だから。
Kozupi's mind and body were at odds with one another. They split completely in two. Her small body thrashed around violently in an attempt to break free, but in her mind she could only weep.
頼む。剣を捨ててくれ、小杖。元に戻ってくれ。私はお前を見捨てたりしない。お前は私のたった一人の友達で。
Tears formed in Senna's eyes. She was crying. Right then, Kozupi's arm made the strangest of movements, bending in a direction that should have been possible. No! A dull crack appeared as her joint dislocated. A muted scream came from her. Someone hit her anyways. Or if you know what happened, Senna would be keeping Kozupi pinned, had been impaled from behind by Kozupi's boorish D-sword. The edge gnawed through her, grinding into her flesh like a saw. In the blink of an eye, Senna's clothes were turning to creep deep crimson. Between her teeth in pure anguish, she tried to toss Kozupi aside, but to put space between them. But she was too late. Kozupi whipped around and slashed his sword to a straight horizontal line. And the side of Senna's body was torn to pieces. She turned to Senna, who was writhing in intense agony. Then she thrust her D-sword directly into her.
死んじゃえ。小
杖。すまない。
死んじゃえ。
お前のこと、助けて、やれなくて。私のこと、慕ってくれたのに。私は、お前の力に、なれなくて。
死んじゃえ。
お前の SOS もっと
気づいてあげられたら、梢と話している時間が私にとって唯一ほっとできる時間だった。死んじゃえ、死んじゃえ、死んじゃえ、死んじゃえ、死んじゃえ。慕ってくれてありがとう。死ね。
Couldn't look straight at it. He's not the one to trust, I guess. Or a little nutty.
死んだの？
She was dead. And it was dead just like everyone else. Though she'd been her friend, even though she could have saved me and Kozupi. Kozupi had killed her. So it remained pierced into our friend's corpse. Kozupi's one arm hung down lifelessly. On her face was a smile accompanied by a waterfall of tears.
セナちゃん、セナちゃん、返事して。一緒にガルガリ君食べに行こうよ。たくみさんと3人でまた写真撮って、また。
I was crying out in despair.
たくみさん、セナちゃん、どうして返事してくれないのかな。どうして。
Anna's dead.
殺しちゃった。殺しちゃったよ。
Kozupi fell to her knees. With one hand, Kozupi softly picked up what was left of Senna's lifeless corpse. Once been a girl of intense beauty, was now smeared from head to toe in blood, with her long black hair covering her face.
こんな、コズピーね、こんなこと望んでないのに、望んでなかったのに、セナちゃんのこと好きだったのに、大好きだったのに、お姉ちゃんみたいだなって思ってたのに、なんでコズピーはセナちゃんのことを殺したんだろう。なんで。
進行の救いっすよ。
Natsuwa. In Darth Spider mode. Before I knew it, the man in Darth Spider helmet appeared near us, holding a small handgun and pointed directly at us. A spider. Remember what that Dokin had told me before I'd killed him in a fit of rage? He said the Darth Spider offered Nanami to him.
お前か。
さあ、何のことっすか？
He shot me. My leg exploded with pain. The bullet had struck me right in the knee. Kozupi's D-sword began to hum. Darth Spider's helmet was shredded like it was made of paper. It wasn't Shogun's face behind the mask. Instead, it was the face of a young man. The man retaliated, turning Kozupi into a mess of gushing blood and broken bones. Then Kozupi's legs gave out from beneath her.
おっと、殺しはしないっすよ。コードサンプルを取らせてもらわないといけないんで。
Who was this guy? Who the hell was this bastard? I stopped thinking that I'd met him somewhere before, but I couldn't remember where. How'd he even got his hands on a gun to begin with? I did know that this must have been him, the so-called source that I had mentioned. Was he Shogun's underling, or was he some other enemy? I didn't know the answers to any of these things. I didn't need to. I did whatever the force would fly, because at the very least, I knew he was the source behind everything. I wanted to kill this bastard so badly. But my aching leg was suffering from an incredibly unusual sensation, and before long I couldn't even say Sanin anymore. Next bullet landed on my shoulder. The impact of the shot sent me sprawling on the ground. The bullet stuck into my flesh, and the sheer pain and heat made me scream. Next to my arm, I dropped the knife I'd been clenching tightly in my fist. My entire body was emanating distress signals. I couldn't even tell where I was being shot anymore. I was dying. The pain was too much for me to take. The man approached me, peered at my face, and removed something odd from his rucksack that he was carrying. It was some sort of headgear. With more cables than I could count.
殺す。
Oh.
何？
殺してやる。
Rising up from the ground, Kozupi swayed heavily. She was dragging her leg. Almost having to force herself up, she raised her blade.
こいつ、化け物かよ。
殺してやる。
Heard the sound of the sword cutting through the air, and it interlaced perfectly with the sound of gunfire. D-sword utterly crushed the man's body. His final breath soon dissipated, and the man's all too familiar way of speaking would never be heard again. Moaning, Kozubi coughed up a splatter of blood. Her chest was dyed a rich vermilion with the bullets of the dead man. And as if her strength had been sapped entirely, she collapsed face up onto the flower bed resin directly behind her. Myriad of black particles had been enveloped her D-sword. A hulking master sheer mayhem inspired awe to all those who beheld it. The truly beautiful yet fearful blade gradually began to waver.
匠さん、コズピンね、もうダメみたい。
Bearing the excruciating pain shooting through me, I crawled as best as I could towards where Kozupi lay. A few moments ago, my entire body had been blazing with heat, but now I felt so terribly cold. It's like I'd been plunged straight into a lake on a cold winter's day. My whole body was shivering with a force I couldn't stop. I couldn't feel my fingers anymore, my vision gone blurry too. But even so, willing forth all the strength I could muster, I stretched my hand toward the girl lying in a radiant array of brightly colored flowers. My cold fingertips met Kozupi's warm, tender fingers, desperately seeking something to cling to, wishing with all my heart to find it. I dragged my fingertips on top of hers and closed them. I found myself lying in the flower bed just like Kozupi. Essential blood was masked perfectly by the rich scent of the flowers. I felt frigid, but felt warped through the soil on my back, and it was Kozupi's fingers. The sky was so very high above us, stretching as far as I could see. For some reason,
ねえねえ、空がとっても綺麗だよ。まるでブチュブチュさんをたくさん散りばめたみたいで。
She was right. The sky we saw shifted hues endlessly. Just like she'd said, it was like there was an array of colorful beads overtaking the sky. From my pocket I retrieved the cell phone strap that Kozupi had given me some time ago. I just remembered that I even had it. I took the cell phone, shut my palm, then clasped her hand once more, embracing the strap in the middle. I wasn't strong enough to maintain a solid grip anymore, but it didn't matter.
コズピーもあんな風に空に浮かぶブチュブチュさんになりたいな。
You can. Throw away your piece of shit body, throw away this piece of shit world. You can be a star if you truly wish to be. If you do that, you never have to worry about pain or sorrow ever again. If you do that, you'll live in peace and tranquility forever.
たくみさんも一緒に来てくれる？
Of course I will. I'll always be with you. You're the only person who didn't betray me. You're the only person trying as hard as you could for my sake, even until the very end. So I'll never betray you. I'll stay with you even until the very end.
ありがとう。あのね、コズピー、たくみさんのこと好きになってもいいかな？
I don't mind. My conscience was fading, but I answered all the same. I realized that the hand I'd been clasping was slowly beginning to lose its warmth. I realized the strength was slowly fading from the fingers clasping my hand. I didn't care. I was going to let go of her hand until the very end. I tried my damnedest to hold back the tears I knew would come. The sky I saw turned to blue, pure white. All the clickety-clackies were disappearing. I figured something had happened, but I didn't really care anymore. A leaf washed over me, a leaf that Kozupi wouldn't have to see the clickety-clackies die out. I gently closed my eyes. Every moment time came to a stop. The entire world came to a stop. And so, that sky with colors as rich as those beads, Kozupi's eyes shone as stars floating in perpetuity. Jesus Christ. Yay! Got to another ending. This one was even longer than the other ones. I skipped all the delusions. It was over 2 hours. I don't think I could do another one today. This is too much talking. Yeah, 6 of them. We still have 3 more left. I'm worried that they're going to get longer and longer.
ずっと探してる安心していられる場所を誰か味方が欲しいのもう一人ぼっちはやんだよ
So we have Senna, Rimi, and then the good ending, I guess. Tough Strike Keeper. I mean, it's the end of this stream, yeah. There's no wrestling today, that'll be tomorrow. I don't think I can do another ending. This just took too long. And it was also too depressing. It's cool you learn a little bit more of the story each time, I guess. What? What do they call this one? So the sickness unto slaughter ending. Okay. It's probably appropriate since we try to kill everyone. Yeah, 6 of 9, so we have 3 left here. Well, there's no bad ending. Doesn't count as one of them. So just 2 more endings and then the girl or whatever, then the good ending. The 2 other girls in the good ending. Alright. Jeez. That's enough for today. That was too upsetting. I'll be back, let's see. For more of this on, Saturday, I guess. Kind of a ways from now, it kind of stinks, but I'll be back for then. Tomorrow I'll be doing another gaming stream, and then of course, another wrestling stream, then Friday the live Lucha Libre stream. Definitely come back for that if you can. Thanks for hanging around, everyone. A lot of fun today. It was just a very depressing ending, that's for sure. Jeez. Hope the others get happier from this point on. Okay, where's the credits? Alright, let's find someone to raid. Yeah, that was a lot, yeah. Alright, who's there to raid here? Who's this? Alright. Yeah, sorry, yeah, it was very depressing. It was just long and, I mean, yeah, it was definitely one of the depressing ones. Actually, they've all been pretty depressing. There was one that made it seem like it was happy, but then something was sad at the very end, but at least that didn't drag on for so long. It wasn't just dragged on with all depressing stuff. Alright, there's Nyla Rose. There's Shanti C, we can raid him. Let's see. Let's raid Shanti C, I didn't realize he even streamed. Alright, is he playing Synth Riders? I don't know what this is. There's also Oli. Alright. Everybody have a great day. And a great rest of the week. I'll see you again soon. Say hello, say goodbye.